Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, let's go ahead and make a classic Puerto Rican style cake known as Bizcocho Moja'ito. Let's get into it. All right, so let's start making the cake. So for my cake, I'm going to use half of my recipe. I will have all of the ingredients in the description box below. So for a traditional, super moist and rich Puerto Rican cake, you want to have that perfect balance of fluffy, but also very stable. So I'm going to start by whipping up 2 egg whites. Make sure they're room temperature because they will whip up a lot easier. And after I whip them up, I'm going to set them to the side. I'm going to clean my mixer so that I can go ahead and mix my cake batter. If you don't have a stand mixer, that's okay. Feel free to use a hand mixer. And once your egg whites, after a couple minutes, takes for me 5 minutes on medium, it should look like this. It's going to be nice and stiff. So all you got to do is just scrape it with a spatula and set it to the side. So for our cake, I'm going to go ahead and use cake flour. Make sure you're using cake flour. Do not use all-purpose flour, and definitely do not use bread flour because that will alter the texture and the density of the cake. So I like to weigh my flour. I'm going to weigh it in grams, and I'm going to weigh about 190 grams of flour. See, if I take out my bowl, that reflects the weight of the bowl. So make sure after you put the bowl on your scale, you press the tare button so that it can subtract the weight of your bowl. So 190 grams of flour is equivalent to 1.5 cups of flour. If you don't have a scale, that is okay. To get the best or the most accurate measurement of flour while not adding too much flour, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna spoon your flour into your measuring cup until you have 1 cup, and then you're gonna do it again for the 1/2 cup. Because when you dig the measuring cup inside the flour, that has a tendency to really pack the flour inside the measuring cup, and you're gonna end up with too much flour. So now that I have my 1.5 cups of flour, or my 190 grams of flour, I'm gonna add a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon plus 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up with a fork because my whisk broke. And yeah, I'm just going to mix it up really well to combine. So at this point, I already have my egg whites mixed into stiff peaks set to the side, and I have my dry ingredients, and I'm going to go ahead and set that to the side. So when it comes to baking a cake, it is a whole science. So it really matters the order that you mix the ingredients and the way that you mix the ingredients. So I'm going to start by mixing up 1 stick of very soft butter. You can use salted butter or unsalted butter. Make sure it comes to room temperature. Don't try to put it in the microwave to melt it because you're not going to get the same results. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of white sugar. And I'm going to use my paddle attachment, but you can also use the whisk attachment or just your regular hand mixer. And I'm going to beat this together until it is nice and fluffy and light yellow in color. Now my butter and sugar are nice and creamed together, and this took about 2 minutes on medium. I'm going to go ahead and scrape the side of my bowl. And it should look nice and fluffy like this. Then I'm going to add my 2 egg yolks that I separated from my egg whites. I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm using baking vanilla. And I'm going to mix that up until it is just combined. And I'm mixing this on low. I don't want to overmix the egg whites. Or I'm sorry, the egg yolks, excuse me. Scrape the sides. Whoops. Give it a quick 3-second mix. All right, perfect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and alternate between my dry ingredients, my flour mixture, and half a cup of milk. I like to do this in 3 equal parts. You don't want to dump all the flour and all of the milk at the same time. So I'm going to put about 1/3 of my flour mixture in my bowl and 1/3 of the half a cup of milk. Just eyeball it. And then on low speed, I'm going to mix it until it is just combined. There's still going to be some flour, and that's okay. We don't want to overmix, and we don't want to mix it on high speed, because what that ends up doing is it will activate the gluten that's in the flour. Even though cake flour has very little gluten, that's why you want to use cake flour. But if you activate that gluten, it's going to create a very dense cake. So to get it as fluffy as possible, we are doing it little by little and slowly. Since the setting is so low, I'm just using my rubber spatula and trying to scrape the sides of the bowl. All right, that's the very last bit of my flour and the last tiny bit of milk. All right, we're good to go. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and fold in my fluffy egg whites. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can do this. I'm going to show how you do it on a stand mixer, and then I'm going to explain and show you how you can fold in your egg whites if you don't have a stand mixer. So on my lowest setting, which on my stand mixer is the stir setting, I'm going to mix it up little by little. And then usually, like when it's like this, just I grab the spatula and I mix in the rest and I'm done. But if you don't have a stand mixer, I don't recommend using a hand mixer for this, because sometimes you can't control the speed on your hand mixer, depending what kind you have. And you're just going to do it by hand, and it's super easy. Gonna go ahead and just scrape the side of my bowl and fold in. Scrape the side of my bowl and fold in. This is going to prevent that the cake batter is overmixed and that it still comes out nice and fluffy. I went ahead and I placed my cake batter in a greased cake pan, a small cake pan, and I have my oven set to 350 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and bake that for about 35 minutes. While my cake is baking, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the Almíbar, which is a simple syrup. This is what gives Puerto Rican as well as Dominican cakes their unique, rich, and moist texture. So I added 1 cup of water and half a cup of white granulated sugar. Do not use brown sugar. It's not the same. And on low heat, I'm just going to go ahead and heat this up until the sugar is nice and dissolved. I'm not going to bring the water to a boil or anything like that. I'm just going to do it until the sugar is nice and dissolved and there's no like sugar granules when I go to check it, as you can see here. Now that my simple syrup is ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and I'm going to add my flavoring of choice. I'm going to be using pure almond extract. I add like a cup and a half a cup. I add 1 capful and half a capful of almond extract. But some other popular flavorings that they use in Puerto Rican cakes is our coconut extract, rum extract, brandy extract, and you can even just use like plain old vanilla if you want to. All right, let me set that to the side. And after about 35 minutes, my cake is done. It may depend on your oven. Just make sure you check it with like a fork or a toothpick and ensure that there's no raw cake batter. So I'm going to use a fork and I'm going to poke holes all over my cake, similarly as if I was doing like a tres leches or another kind of poke cake. I'm going to do this so that when I pour over my Almíbar or my simple syrup, it can penetrate the cake as evenly as possible. Now, it's going to seem that the simple syrup is too much for this cake. You're going to think, oh my gosh, it's going to make it super soggy. It's not going to come out good, but trust me, it will not. It is just the right amount. And I like to do it slowly and little by little, concentrating on the middle of the cake because I feel like naturally it tends to like slide down to the ends anyway. So I just try to focus a little more on the middle than the edges. So while my cake is cooling, because it's very, very important for your cake to be completely cool before you frost it, I'm going to make my frosting. So I had a stick of butter sitting out, getting nice and soft into room temperature. And I'm going to add 1 stick of butter and half a cup of shortening. Everyone likes their frosting differently. Every Puerto Rican cake that I've had usually uses an all shortening frosting, which is very popular in other bakeries. But personally, I don't like that. I like to add butter. But I will have all of the ingredients in the description box below, including the frosting. That way you can like alter it however you like. So I'm going to go ahead and cream that together until it is well combined. So the reason why I like to use half butter, half shortening versus all butter is because shortening does give the frosting a bit of stability. Because if you use an all butter frosting, if you leave it out, like the cake out, it kind of melts a little bit. I just like the stability that shortening provides. So now I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of powdered sugar. And I like to start mixing it on low so that the sugar doesn't like go everywhere. And then I'm going to add some flavoring. I'm using almond extract, but you can use vanilla or you can use coconut extract or rum extract or brandy extract, whatever flavoring you would like for your Puerto Rican frosting. So I got this little decorating kit from Target. It was under $8. It comes with different frosting tips and it comes with disposable piping bags. But honestly, if you don't have a piping bag, you can just use like a Ziploc bag and like cut a little hole at the corner. And you don't even need this at all. Like if you're just making a cake for yourself or your family member, you can just use a spatula and just, and just frost a cake that way. But what I did was I did put my frosting inside a piping bag. I like to put the bag inside of a cup because I don't know, it's just a lot more easy for me and doesn't make a mess. And see, it's good to go. All right, so I just want to preface by saying that I am not a professional cake decorator. I barely know anything about decorating cakes, so this is me doing my very best. So I went ahead and I used the star tip, and I'm just gonna make like little, I don't know, just like little dollops of frosting all over my cake. And see, I did my best and it came out pretty good. And I did use all of my frosting. So again, if you need more frosting, double or triple this frosting recipe. And just like that, my Puerto Rican cake is done. It came out so good. It's rich, it's moist, it's fluffy. It is perfect. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell and let me know in the comment section down below if you tried this cake. Until next time.